Salam alaikum and welcome to Explore Maldives, the podcast that takes you on a journey through the breathtaking beauty and vibrant culture of our island nation.
I'm Asa, and with my friend Abraham we'll be your hosts, sharing our insider perspectives and untold stories of the Maldives.
From the pristine beaches and crystal clear waters to the rich traditions and warm hospitality, we'll uncover the secrets that make the Maldives a truly unforgettable destination.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the wonders of the Maldives. This is Explore Maldives, brought to you by Asad Photo.
All right, so you know how everyone goes on about diving in the Maldives?
Right.
Well, we're going off the beaten path today. Down south to a place most haven't even heard of, but it's jam-packed with big stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Think sharks, tons of them, tiger sharks, hammerheads, even whale sharks. And reef sharks, forget about it. They're everywhere. It's like a different world down there.
Why is that, I wonder?
Well, it's remote. Seriously remote. So the ecosystems are still pretty much untouched, pristine. It's pretty special.
Sounds amazing. So are we talking about one specific spot?
Actually, the Deep South has these three main atolls, Huvadu, Fuvahmulah, and Adu. And get this, they're all unique. Each one has something totally different to offer, like different kinds of dives, different marine life.
Huh. So it's not just one big samey dive site.
No, not at all. So for you, learner, today's mission is to really grasp what makes this whole Deep South region such a haven for divers. And we'll break down what makes each atoll stand out. Let's kick things off with Huvadu. It's the biggest of the three.
Okay, Huvadu. So picture this. It's got this huge lagoon in the middle, deep too, like 85 to 90 meters deep. Wow. Yeah, it's impressive. And it's surrounded by an outer reef. But the reef isn't just solid wall. It's broken up by these channels, they call them kondu locally.
Kondu. All right, got it. So what's so special about these kondu?
Well, they're key to the whole ecosystem. They act like funnels, drawing in these nutrient-rich currents straight from the open ocean into the atoll.
Like a highway for nutrients.
Exactly. And that's what makes it such a magnet for big pelagics, especially sharks. They love it there.
Makes sense. Lots of food, right? So I'm guessing these currents are pretty strong, though? What about the reefs themselves? Can anything even survive in that kind of flow?
Oh, totally. You'd think the currents would be too much, but the reefs are thriving. You see vibrant, hard corals everywhere, those classic table and staghorn corals.
Resilient little guys. So where are the hot spots for sharks in Huvadu?
If it's sharks you're after, the northeast channels are the place to be. There's this one called Vilingili Kandu, known for its gray reef sharks. They're almost always there, riding those currents.
Always a good sign.
And right nearby, you've got Nylandu Kandu. It's like a pelagic party there. You'll see all kinds. Gray reef, white tips, black tips, even nurse sharks and leopard sharks.
Oh, that's a lot of sharks.
Oh, and did I mention barracudas, sailfish, and tuna? They like to hang out there too.
So the northeast is definitely shark central. Any action happening on the southeast side of Huvadu?
Definitely. Fiori Kandu, down in the southeast, is starting to get a reputation for some pretty awesome shark encounters.
Up-and-coming spot, huh?
Yeah, seems so. And there's this little island nearby, Diggalabadho, that's actually a protected breeding ground for sharks and rays, which is a good sign. Means there's a healthy population in the area.
That's good to hear.
And then you've got places like Vadu Thila, which is a submerged reef, and Marenha Kandu, both excellent for spotting sharks.
Okay, starting to get a sense of how many great dive sites Huvadu has.
Oh, there's tons. Ikafar Kandu is another one, but it's more known for barracuda and those big jackfish. Just shows you the variety within the atoll.
So it's not just all sharks all the time. There's something for everyone.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've explored Huvadu, lots of sharks and diverse life there. What's next as we journey further south?
Well, next up is Fuvahmulah, and it's really something else. It's an oceanic island, which is pretty unique. Most atolls have that lagoon in the middle, but Fuvahmulah, nope, it drops straight down into the deep ocean.
No lagoon at all.
No lagoon.
Wow. I can only imagine the kind of stuff you see there.
You got it. It's known as the place to be in Asia for oceanic megafauna, and the visibility, amazing.
Oceanic megafauna. So the really big stuff, right. All right, I'm hooked. Where do we go to see those giants in Fuvahmulah?
Well, Tiger Shark Point is world famous, and for good reason. It's right at the entrance of the harbor, and you can pretty much guarantee seeing multiple tiger sharks there year-round.
Year-round tiger sharks? No way. How many are we talking?
Often you'll see 5 to 10 on a single dive, easy. Plus silver-tip reef sharks and other big predators.
Okay, that's insane. What makes them congregate there like that?
Well, it's interesting. They think it's because of historical fish processing activities in the area. Basically, it created a consistent food source over time, and the sharks caught on.
So it's kind of like a happy accident for the sharks.
You could say that.
All right, so Tiger Shark Point is definitely a must-do. What else does Fuvahmulah have to offer in terms of pelagic action?
Oh, there's this other spot, Ferry Keyed. It's at the southern tip of the island, and it's like a pelagic highway. The currents are strong there, and they bring in everything. Barracudas, tunas, giant trevally, you name it.
Sounds intense. What about sharks?
Sharks too, of course. Crays, silvertips, white tips, even threshers and tiger sharks. You might even see oceanic mantas, molas, hammerheads, even whale sharks.
So basically, if it's big and lives in the ocean, it's probably hanging out at Ferry Keyed.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's a drift dive, though, so it's best for advanced divers who are comfortable with strong currents.
Got it. So Fuvahmulah is all about those epic encounters with the giants of the sea. All right, last stop on our Deep South tour. Adu Atoll, the southernmost atoll, right?
Yep, Adu is as far south as you can go in the Maldives. Actually, it's below the equator.
Below the equator. That's pretty cool. What's the diving like there?
Adu is a gem. There are over 30 world-class dive sites, and the visibility is usually top-notch. It's a year-round destination, which is great.
Always a plus. What kind of marine life are we talking about?
Well, you're pretty much guaranteed to see manta rays and turtles. And sharks, of course. Plus, all sorts of pelagic species.
Manta rays year-round. Okay, I'm sold.
It's amazing. And Adu's underwater landscape is really diverse. You have outer reef walls, wide channels, but with less current than the central atolls, and thriving reefs and thylus, those submerged pinnacles, inside the lagoon.
Thila, another new term. So basically, lots of different kinds of underwater terrain to explore.
Exactly. And one more thing about Adu's reefs. They managed to escape the worst of the coral bleaching events that hit other parts of the Maldives.
Oh, that's really good to hear. Corals are so vital to the health of the ocean.
Absolutely. And in Adu, the reefs are generally pretty deep. Average max depth is 30 to 35 meters, but in some areas of the lagoon, it can go down to over 70 meters.
So it's a good mix of depths for different levels of divers.
Right.
All right, so tell me more about these manta rays. Where is the best place to see them in Adu?
Well, Ma Kondu, which is the northern channel, is a prime spot for mantas. They gather there for cleaning.
Cleaning? What do you mean?
Oh, it's fascinating. They go to certain spots on the reef, called cleaning stations, where smaller fish pick off parasites and dead skin.
Like a spa treatment for mantas.
Exactly. And there's this place called Mutakan Manta Point within Ma Kondu, where you can often see up to 30 reef mantas at once.
30 mantas? That's incredible.
It really is. It can get a bit currenty there, so divers often use reef hooks to stay put and observe.
Reef hooks. Interesting. So you don't get swept away by the current. Okay, what else is there to see in Adu?
Oh, tons. There's the British Loyalty wreck. It's a massive World War II oil tanker that sank there. It's about 140 meters long, but it lies at a depth of 33 meters, so it's accessible for diving.
Wow, a WWII shipwreck. What's it like down there?
It's spectacular. It's completely encrusted in coral, and it's teeming with fish, turtles, and sharks. There are even some swim-throughs for advanced divers through these two large holes in the hull.
Sounds like an awesome dive. Anything else?
Let's see, there's Shark Point, which, you guessed it, is known for its sharks. Lots of gray reef sharks there. And Turtle Point, which is excellent for spotting hawksbill and green sea turtles.
Keeping it simple with the names there.
Right. And then there are shallower sites like Gan inside, which is good for beginners. You'll see stingrays and turtles there.
So there's really something for every level of diver in Adu.
Yep. That's one of the things that makes it so special. And then there's this whole river called the Kondu Hura region. It's known for its stronger currents and attracts all sorts of pelagics. Gray reef sharks, eagle rays, huge schools of jackfish and barracuda.
So it's like a mini Huvadu.
Kind of. And there are tons of individual dive sites within that region, too.
Okay, we're getting a clear picture here. Each of these deep south atolls has its own personality, its own style of diving.
Exactly. Huvadu is your go-to for those classic channel dives and a huge variety of sharks. Fuvahmulah is all about those bucket list encounters with the ocean's biggest creatures. And then Adu is like the all-rounder, mantas, a historic wreck, and those incredibly healthy reefs.
Fantastic summary. And it's great to know that there are marine protected areas and even UNESCO biosphere reserves in both Fuvahmulah and Adu. Shows they're serious about protecting these unique places.
Absolutely. Conservation is key, especially in places as special as these.
And of course, safety is always paramount, particularly when you're talking about diving with some of the larger predators like the tiger sharks in Fuvahmulah.
Right. There are specific guidelines for tiger shark dives. Often, they recommend wearing a dark wetsuit, staying calm in the water, and absolutely no touching the sharks.
Common sense, really.
Exactly. And a lot of the dive operators require advanced certification and significant experience for those dives. Plus, thorough briefings with the local guides are mandatory.
Makes sense. It's important to be prepared and to respect the animal.
Absolutely. And of course,
Thank you for
general
joining
Maldives
us on
diving
this episode of
regulations apply
Explore
everywhere.
Maldives.
Things
We
like
hope you
sticking to
enjoyed
depth
discovering
limits, always
more about
diving
our
with a buddy,
beautiful home.
no
To see the
decompression
stunning
diving,
visuals that accompany our
respecting surface
stories,
intervals,
be sure to
and
check
never
out
feeding
Assad
the
Photo's
fish.
website and
reminders.
social media
Oh,
channels.
and one more thing.
And don't forget to
Given the
subscribe to
currents and
Explore
depths in the deep
Maldives so you
south,
never miss an
having some
episode.
experience
Until
with
next
drift
time,
diving and being
thank you for
nitrox
listening,
certified
and
is a
farewell
good
from the
idea.
Maldives
Solid
until the next
advice.
episode.
All right, learner, it's clear. The deep south of the Maldives is a real adventure for experienced divers. It's a chance to encounter some of the most incredible marine life on the planet, all in a pristine and relatively unexplored environment. What incredible creature do you dream of seeing in these remote depths? That concludes our deep dive for today. Until our next exploration,